Protoss Mage is still a pretty decent deck to be climbing easy legend with, and in this video I'm gonna give you a quick updated guide about the classic Protoss Mage that still is actually the best performer for that archetype. But you can definitely also check out my other alternative Protoss Mage that's actually doing a lot better in top legend, but from diamond to legend this one seems to be the way to go. Hope you find it helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be helpful for me, but now let's get into the guide.
You are not prepared!
Here's the list we're talking about, and this one is actually running a couple of the warp gates in here. This used to be only a single copy back in the day. Nowadays, I think it feels a little bit too much. Honestly, I would prefer changing one of these for something like Primordial Glyph, which this deck is lacking. And I even saw some people running things like the somewhat new Techosaurus from the latest mini set, which is an interesting inclusion. Onkrad did pretty well with a deck like that from 300 to top 100, so kinda cool. But he is still actually running both the warp gates, so I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, the deck could feel clunky when it doesn't want to curve for you, but a lot of times when it starts working, it works really well. This one does have a lot of freeze potential with things like Blizzards, with Sleet Skaters, with Bob the Bartender, with Puzzle Master Khadgar, so you are going to be able to actually board lock the opponent for quite a while, and it does work wonderfully well against things like Egg Warlock, so if you're seeing too many of those, this might be your friend. Going through the cards, we have a couple of Arcane Artificers, which honestly don't feel that amazing nowadays, but with big spells like Blizzards, you still get to gain a good amount of armor that way, so there's that. The Photon Cannons, obvious no-brainer card inclusion in here. You are gonna want to get yourself a nice good amount of cards from the Protoss spells for the Colossus later on, so also getting the discount out of this is quite important. The Shield Battery, absolutely MVP, and the fact that you could actually tempo this on turn 2 and actually use the spell discount for the future turns is super huge, because this way do this on turn 2 and you get yourself a free mana chrono boost afterwards, or you could also just stack a few of these, especially if you've discovered a few, and gain yourself an insane amount of armor while also gaining yourself an insane amount of damage for the Protoss spells. The Youthful Brewmaster, the main use case scenario would be for a Colossus, but you could do so much more with it. Like you could be bouncing yourself your Sleet Skater, let's say. Heck, you could even bounce yourself Watercolor Artist if you feel like it's going to be important to get yourself extra Blizzards. You could bounce Bob, you could bounce even a Zilliax, but don't forget main use case would be Colossus, and at a close second would be a Sleet Skater, because this guy really ain't no joke, especially against single tall minion board opponents. The Resonance Coil is also super awesome, dealing 5 damage to the enemy stuff and also getting yourself a random Protoss spell, which could be from other classes too, could be pretty huge, like getting yourself the 2 mana Rogue spell that gives you a Protoss minion comboed off -2 on its cost could be pretty awesome. Getting yourself the 0 mana Druid spell that gives you -2 on the next Protoss card you play this turn can also be pretty cool, but also getting yourself extra copies of Photon Cannons and such, also pretty awesome. The Tide Pools is also pretty good because it has a chance of discovering all of the good cheap Protoss spells, so that is the main use for it. You are going to be looking for these people, but also you could be getting yourself a Primordial Glyph, you could be getting yourself anything else in between you might be needing, some secrets, that kind of stuff, but obviously the Protoss stuff is the way to go. A single copy of Watercolor Artist is in here so you can fish out one of your 2 Blizzards and start discounting them nice and quick, and when the game progresses you will actually have access to a super cheap Blizzard, so you will be able to do something like, let's say even an Asera, knowing full well you're also going to have a 0 mana Blizzard like that, you will be able to actually tempo this out, get yourself all of that good mana, and still deny the opponent any easy damage for your face. The Warp Gates, drop this as soon as you can, and you're gonna get yourself a super discounted Colossus, like at the end it's gonna be a -9 discount, so basically a 0 mana Colossus could be very usable for you. So the sooner this thing drops the better, and always use the first 2 charges as soon as you can. Leave the last one if you really need it, because if you don't, you could just save it for something more important than that, and the last click is always gonna be at your disposal if you really need it, so don't be too quick with it. The Ancient of Yore, pretty decent still, gives you the armor, gives you the card draw, so not bad at all. Chrono Boosts help you thin out the deck, giving you some of your Protoss cards nice and quick, and also the free 4 you get out of it could be good for extra chip damage or some control. Exarch Hataru, play this guy as late as you can, so you can really get a lot of benefit out of him, but don't forget he also gives you a discount on the discovered spells, so even if you're playing him on something like turn 7 or 8, if you start discovering things like Shield Battery over and over again, that would be absolutely huge, giving you tons of extra armor, tons of extra spell damage, more like Protoss spell damage for the Colossuses, and also a lot of good discounts. That would be awesome. But if you really want to get the most out of him, try to play him after you have something like 10 mana plus. The Sleet Skater, pretty amazing. You could even use the minis over and over again on an already frozen minion if it's super big and if you really need the extra armor out of it, like if you're against something like a Starship deck and you know they have their OTK potential ready, it might be the way to go to buy yourself an extra turn or 2. But yeah, usually usually this would be amazing in order to prolong the game a lot more than it's supposed to go. And it would be huge against things like Demon Hunters with their aggressive Ziliax with the Haywire module. Like, it's so funny seeing those big numbers go burr and they never attacking. A couple of Blizzards are also in here. Be very careful how you use all of your freeze potential, by the way. Like, if the opponent just has a few minions on the board, maybe just freeze a couple of the big ones and save your big AoE freeze for next turn when the opponent's gonna put even more big men, and that way you get to freeze all of them that turn. So if it comes down to you taking like 5-10 damage this turn by just freezing with Sleet Skater, it's probably better to do this first so you don't have to take 30 damage next turn if you already wasted your Blizzard, let's say. But yeah, the Blizzard is pretty nice. It also deals only 2 damage, so it doesn't even crack eggs, but it's not super effective against things like Death Rattle, Death Knight, because they do have the 6 mana 2/2 Sleepy Guards, or whatever the hell they're called, and that is indeed gonna proc them. Bob the Bartender is another great way for you to freeze a bunch of minions, but you can also use them to draw a minion and get 2 copies of it, especially if you still have your Colossus still in the deck. It might be a valid target for certain matchups, but a lot of the times it's just for freezing. Puzzle Master Khadgar could be a very hit and miss kind of card, but usually he always does some positive things. He could be doing Blizzards, Flame Strikes, he could be giving you Arcane Intellect, Fireballs to the opponent's face, Arcane Missiles, a couple of 0/2 taunts, Counterspell, extra 8 armor, secret. So generally he does give a lot more than he takes, but sometimes he could mess things up for you. Essera is also pretty decent, giving you all of that extra mana, so you can actually cap out at 15 can definitely be great. In the end of the day, your deck does benefit a lot from postponing the game a lot more, so getting all of that extra mana later on could help you do a lot of more broken things. Ziliax is here with the Twin plus Perfect module, so you can actually heal back nicely. And last but definitely not least, we have the Colossuses, which usually the first one you can literally tempo out, the second one you definitely want to save with things like Youthful Brewmaster, unless of course the opponent already stopped kicking. The cool thing about the Colossus is they do the damage in 2 waves, so things like Death Rattles and Reborns do trigger, and then the Colossus slaps again. So usually this means a full delete on the board, but it also is somewhat of a negative in certain cases, because if you have a bunch of Arcane Artificers that give the opponent armor, that might actually give them the armor they need, not to die from the second wave of damage. For the matchups, this is what the stats we have currently for this particular variant. It does have a decent sample size with 55 plus win rate for the last 3 days from Diamond to Legend, but you're not going to be super good against things like Leech Death Knight, because they can definitely get a lot more health and armor than you can deal damage, but if you prolong the game long enough, it's actually not that bad. Good news is you're going to be great against things like Questlock and Egg Warlock, and Quest Pally as well, and it's going to be great against Protoss Priest, so all around you have a lot of good things going for you. For the mulligan, here's what it looks like. Going first, Watercolor Artist always is going to be MVP, so you can fish out that Blizzard nice and quick. The good Protoss spells are also super amazing. The Tide Pools is pretty decent. Arcane Artificer also not the worst thing to tempo out on turn 1. You don't care that you're not going to gain too much armor out of it, but you're still going to be able to prevent some damage going to your face, and the opponent definitely is going to want to kill this guy sooner rather than later, so it is going to tank some damage for you. Chrono Boost is also decent, but try to already have some curve for it. Same can be said for Warp Gate. On the coin here, we can keep a little bit more expensive things like Ancient of Yore if you have a good curve going. Puzzle Master Khadgar might also make the cut, and depending on the matchup, you might even consider something like a Sleet Skater. Like if you're against the Warlock and you saw them hovering their first card, maybe it's not gonna be a Questlock, maybe indeed it is gonna be an Egglock, and this thing would be super huge there. The rest of the mulligan does look the same, however. All around, that's it for the guide. It's not the most card deck to be playing, but it's definitely pretty fun when it does work out. Hope you found the guide helpful. If you did, like, subscribe, and don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Now let's check out some of my games on my road back to top legend with it. Hope you enjoy. Against the Warlock.
The time for dreaming is over.
If this guy turns out to be Questlock, I would not need the Sleet Skater, but if he's Egg, God knows the Sleet Skater is gonna be clapping. I don't know, I'm pretending he's not. He didn't hover his first card, so not the worst opener. Okay, there's that Blizzard on a stick. That was a pretty stupid thing to be doing. Like, for real, for real. Imagine wasting your coin into Hellfire because I can gain 5 armor. Like, congrats, man. Outplayed and outsmarted right there. Jesus. Did this guy even think he's supposed to be doing temporary cards? For real, Chief. The sooner I start clapping with this, the easier it's gonna be for me to finish this guy off with a single big cool asses. So I think this does advance the game quite fast for me. I guess this guy's very good at spending his money, not so good at playing the actual deck, however. Certainly feels like he... Let's see if this gives me free damage. Didn't, but it still gave me some real nice. I'ma use it. First paid skin today. Ain't gonna pay itself. Figured it out, guys. Took him a while, but he figured it out. He's scared to play his frickin' Solarium on turn 5, like damn, son. Play it in the next game, why don't you? Alrighty then. Wow, we have 2 locations in this one? That's a little bit excessive, isn't it? I think I'll go for card draw and armor here. Can keep on clicking the clicky thing. Very soon we're gonna have ourselves a very cheap cool asses on our hands. Let's turn Tide Pool. Might be the way to go. Combo it off with a Blizzard perhaps. We shall see. Guy doesn't even have room for both his idiots right now, way we played it, and I'm kind of happy with that. Let's see if he goes with Corpsicle on his own 1-1 or something. He will. I have a feeling. There he goes. That's also okay. Next turn Blizzard will be happening. Let's see what else is happening. Fucker got the 4 damage, sadly. Then it's bad. Okay. Ooh, boob is gonna be real nice. Can't say no to a boob. Okay, we are gonna reach our Ziliacs for sure. That's kind of funny. That's always going to be soaking for us. Always gets the 4/4, huh? Okay, sure. Of course you do. What do I do when I get bored? Play heroes free of might and magic. Haha. Classic. Okay, let's see what else this gives. Card draw. Let's just lock him out. Next turn, Ziliax is gonna stitch us up nicely. Yeah, pretty much. It's gonna soak a lot. Did he manage to discover what he wanted, or he just got some generic shit? Photon Cannon's gonna be lovely. Okay, okay. Could just go face, you know. Yeah, I'm just going face, bruh. What you gonna do, bad bitch? Have 8 damage from Colossus. Okay, the Soaker's gonna have to soak even more. He doesn't have any more Hellfires for anybody keeping track. He does have his Corpse Skulls, however, but not enough. Okay, the second one surely dies with this. Guess he doesn't care for random outcomes. Would have been a lot funnier if he got punished for that premature trade and then the Zilly dodged like Matrix. This song is fire. Oh man, this is an old mix I used to listen to 3 years ago. Noise. Noise. Problem is, this man's not dead. Nothing Colossus off the top can't fix. Reconnaissance Coil. This could give me Chrono Boost. Then again, so can this. I'd rather do this. Colossus or Chrono Boost gets me there. Or, you know. Nothing also works, obviously. I'll just freeze a couple of men. I'll boardlock the shit out of him like this. This way he can only reset a single time with the locations. How's it going, Gallons? How you doing? How you doing?
due back tomorrow.
It's funny how both Colossus and Chrono Booster at the bottom of the deck, though, isn't it? Quite halele, that one.
These are due back tomorrow.
Yeah, board locking. Board locking that ass. Quest locks really love that. Draw more, bitch. Easy. Poor bastard. Bastard bitch. That was funny. Buy another skin, why don't you? Not a mage. Probably of the quest kind. Finally, it's something resembling a proper hand, you know? Wow, Blizzard for Blizzard. So I can top deck the second Blizzard straight out, right? A mirror. Guess the game is tired of looking for people to lose to me. Decided to give me something of the same quality. It's been a while, Josco. How you been, man? How you doing? Okay, next turn. Chrono Boost sounds good. Let's see what that Hype Chesticle has. It's a kitty cat. Hilarious. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'd rather do this now so we can start getting them blizzards. Before we top kick him. Be a damn shame if we top kick him.
I remember this place well.
By the way, Roki, remember when I said you basically have bought me half a car by now? Kinda ordered myself a car now. Waiting for it from the mail. It's gonna be a while, but I'm pretty excited. Can't wait, one might say. Let me see what's behind door number 2 first. I just noticed we actually don't run primordial glyphs in this one. Instead, we have more warp gates and such. Either way, let's get rid of this. Move that in there. Draw Protoss minion and cost 2 less. Not the worst, not the best. Yeah, they basically love that. Okay, he's playing the other variant with the dragon package, isn't he? Okay, kind of lacking the room. Don't want this guy to be living. Let's just do this. Lucky. Doesn't have to be big a turn. And back. That ain't good. Kind of want to click it, kind of also don't want to click it. I'm just gonna hero parrot it. If he decides to photon cannon it himself, I'm okay with it. Oof, that's kind of big. Well, good thing I have a nice cheap blizzard on my property. I could also use the expensive one. But I'm gonna use the cheap one plus armor. Another one.
What happened to no one left behind?
Well, I'm kind of happy he used this now before he has the location up again, because that would have been extra damage. Dude's gaining a lot of armor. Kind of envying him. Celiacs. I could do that. Or I could bait him into thinking he has me by the nuts. These nuts. And just blizzard again. Okay. Oof, I'm burning a card. Should have played around it.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
Isera. Not a lot of viewers today, huh? What is up with that?
My hand is too full.
Sick burn. Should have played around it though.
I wonder.
Random counterspell is potential there, but kind of don't care. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I'll try. Whatever. Sure. Okay, I guess to connect for 11. Not very happy for me, because his Protoss damage is up to 16. Bartender boob. This could give me 6 armor.
What to do? What to do?
If this is awfully slow, this will allow me to be somewhat quicker later, though. Should I click this shit? I'll click it. Okay, another photon cannon, definitely in the worst. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, goes up to 18. Next turn could be an Asera play for me. Oof, Ferex, there you. Second cool asses. If I go with a Colossus, that does the delete. Kinda want to gain a bunch of armor. So let's go like this. Go with the expensive one. Okay, we're in the driver's seat now. I'll allow it. Goes for 2 Colossuses. Good news is he can't really play him. Okay, that's mildly annoying though. Could go for a Bob play here. That ain't bad at all. Let's go ahead and do this. Only draws the gates.
What to do?
Let's just bob it up. A Sarah Bob was also not a bad play there. Second Sleet Skater. Skater might be cool. Looks like he's trading a lot. Next turn is gonna have to be a Colossus plus bounce. I'm gonna hero power his face first, obviously. And I can even shield. I could have also bounced Bob, but this is just much better. Puts him on the spot. Next turn, 18 damage. Sounds easy to me. Could even be 20. That's just dying with extra steps, man. You know what I have for next turn, right? Okay, he actually got Giga Lucky there. He actually did get Giga Lucky there. But not lucky enough, because I'm a hero power after Chrono Boosting and Calusing. There you go. A worthy opponent right there. Definitely felt like we were on the losing side for quite a while. It all came down to him not having his cool asses, though. The cool asses were missing in action. The better mangy mage won. Not a mage. What is up with that, man? Now I'm gonna fight the only mages? That's a good hand. Aside from you know what. There you go. That's much better. That's Blizzard with extra steps, and I'm willing to do the extra steps. I'm gonna walk the extra mile. Okay, that's a hand. But again, what is up with the mirrors, man? Suddenly I'm facing nothing but frickin' Protoss Mages? Sure, bro. That's the meta. Trust. Not gonna give him a target for his cannon there. That's gone Berserk. It's just deck. Okay, this guy might be playing the older variant without the 2 locations or something. There's a Photon Cannon. Let's get that Blizzy. Killing my own guy there was actually a valid thing to be doing just so he doesn't kill mine. But I don't think it was that big a deal. That ain't bad at all. He got a single discount, I got free. Okay. Apparently 2 can play that game, huh? Chrono boost me, dude. Oh, man. Could kill off my own guy with a coil. I think I will. That is not bad at all, Chief. Not bad at all. Okay, that's basically a 6 mana Protoss. Literally next turn I could be dropping, but obviously I won't. God damn it, man. Just untargetable crap. That ain't bad. Seems we are evenly matched playing off the top kick. Ooh. Ah. He gains 5 armor, I deal 6 damage. Everything's right in the world. Sure. I am depraved of targets, yo. That is a very good top kick. Top kick of the highest water. More targets for him. Feels like he doesn't have a second cannon though. Could discover one.
I remember this place well.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna be eating good with targets. Fascinating. The fuck? I was just about to start. What the hell, man? This guy took the whole pleasure out of that game.
The time for dreaming is over.
Okay, this looks pretty good. A bit on the expensive side though, but could be a slower Demon Hunter. Let's watch. Okay, that's a pretty good hand. I'm a tempo it. This is pretty annoying for him. How's it going, Mel? Okay, I'm that kind of guy. Interesting. Him being a starship, that's gonna be way too much armor for me to handle. Not very happy about that. Can't complain, bro. How you been? How you doing? Slapping some Protoss Mage. Okay, that's his turn. We're happy. Let me get myself some card draw. I'm pretty sure he wants to make this trade himself, so I'm not gonna bother trading it. I'm gonna cheat that damage in, because God knows we need a lot of damage against this guy. Okay, he gets to kill it like that. I don't mind it, bro. Gives me a target, thanks for that. That is not a bad thing to have. I'd rather play this guy, because next turn I can combo these two off and feel better about it. That's mildly annoying, but I'm kinda into that shit. Dude gave me a couple of targets for no reason. I'm down with it. Okay. Okay. Next turn could be Warp Gate Hero Power. Turn after Chrono. Perhaps. Hospital work? Oh no. Sarah here, bro. Hope everything's fine. Yeah, gotta get him nice and juicy. Especially if this guy's just getting them artificers and crap. Okay, yours cool, but Chrono's cooler. Nice. Alrighty, have 6 damage on the button. 16 that is. Next turn it cost me 5. This thing is empty for him, for anybody paying attention. Am I gonna have a way to kill it though? God damn it, dude, I don't have my
I wonder.
Brewmaster to go for a Colossus here. Definitely want to kill that before he loads it up. Could just freeze it for now or something. go for Colossus right about now, though. Colossus hero power, perhaps? If I get my thought pools, he could be... I do have another Colossus in hand, so... Yeah, I'm down. Problem is I can't play it next turn. Still, going for it. Poor bastard can't get armor for the life of him. It was kind of silly of him to tempo out that 7-5, not gonna lie. There's that Brewmaster I was hoping fell. Just go like this. Why not? I yield for now. Certainly sounds like he... True story, Bob. Better luck next time, Chief. The coolest of asses. No, I'm not gonna load it up more. Because I'm an adult, okay? I'm adulting. Okay. All around we did climb nicely with it. Took it a while to start working, but it's working alright. It is working alright. This guy didn't do anything too Da Vinci there, but still. Still.